is News 8 at 10.
News 8 is your local election headquarters, and tonight the votes are in. There were municipal elections in 165 of 169 Connecticut towns.
Among them, New Haven, Hartford, Middletown, and Bridgeport, all electing mayors tonight. We have live team coverage from across the state.
Yeah, change. A change of leadership coming to New Haven.
Former Alderman Justin Elicker will be the next mayor. Incumbent Mayor Tony Harp has conceded. News 8's Samaya Hernandez is live from Elicker's campaign quarters in the Elm City. Samaya.
Well, the city of New Haven has spoken, and they do want the change that Justin Elicker promised to bring to the city. The mayor-elect spoke just a few minutes ago with his family. Now, a very decisive win. He won on a 2-1 margin. He thanked his donors and thanked the volunteers who knocked on doors to make this happen. Now, he said that he had a very productive conversation with Mayor Harp, who called him and vowed to make the transition fluid. But it was a very contentious election. When I spoke to Justin Elicker earlier today, he called Mayor Harp inappropriate for comments that she has made about his wife. But just now he praised the mayor and praised her legacy. Here's what he had to say.
This victory is resounding. It's resounding across the city. And it sends a message. And it's a message for change, but it's much more than that. It's a message, first, that New Haven is a place where everyone has the opportunity and needs to have the opportunity to thrive.
And Elicker said that he spoke with a voter today, a black woman, who asked him not to forget about that community. And he said he was really struck by that message, and he wanted everyone to know that he intends to be everyone's mayor. Now, his campaign plans to have a press conference tomorrow to talk about this transition. And again, we'll bring you more of this coverage live here in New Haven tonight. Again, a very decisive victory tonight for Justin Elicker. Reporting live in New Haven, Samaya Hernandez, News 8.
All right, Samaya, thank you. And as we said, three-time incumbent Mayor Tony Harp conceded to Justin Elicker.
In News 8, Shayna Ferreira live from Harp headquarters tonight with that. Shayna.
Well, Ann and Darren, definitely a different tone here tonight at the Elks Lodge here in New Haven. Mayor Tony Harp walking in and really just giving her concession speech right away, saying that she wishes Justin Elicker the best as he makes this transition as the new mayor of New Haven. And despite those key endorsements and despite her suspending her campaign and coming back in the Working Families Party, she says it was really all about timing, and really as a member of this new administration, she's hoping that Elicker really makes this transition easy. This is what she had to say.
It is now clear that there will be a new mayor in New Haven as of January 1st. I congratulate Justin Elicker and his team on their achievement. I wish them success going forward, just as I wish New Haven and its residents continuing success and prosperity.
Now she's hoping also that in this transition that Justin Elicker keeps his promises to the residents and the voters that voted him in office. But again, she also says that she has 8 more weeks as mayor. She hopes to make the best of it and, of course, be a member of this community and continue in public service. But definitely a disappointing result here on tonight for Tony Harp. But she says she hopes and wishes the best for the city, and again, she'll continue to do the work that she has done for so many years. For now, we're live tonight in New Haven. Shayna Ferreira, News 8.
All right, Shayna, thank you. It was a crowded race for mayor of Hartford with 6 names on that ballot.
But in the end, Mayor Luke Bronin claimed victory. Chief political correspondent Mark Davis joins us now live from headquarters. Mark.
Hi, Ann and Darren, and good evening again, everyone, from Bronin headquarters, where Luke Bronin had a landslide victory tonight. We don't have all the numbers, but in some of the districts I saw that you were killing the other guys. I mean, there were some districts where you had like 600 votes and the other guys had single digits. How did you do it?
Well, I actually haven't seen all the numbers yet, but look, I think and I hope it's that voters agree with the message that we've been sharing through this campaign, which is that we've got a lot of work left to do, but we're making progress. You know, the city is moving forward, and we've got to keep that work going. We've got to keep the city moving in the right direction.
Well, the most important thing is the finances of the city, and I mean, and you got help from the state on that, along with the delegation, but that was a major important nut to crack in your first term, wasn't it?
Look, we had to tackle some of the biggest crises the city of Hartford has ever faced. We had a city on the brink of bankruptcy, a baseball park project that was off the rails, and we tackled them honestly, and we made the hard decisions. You know, we asked our unions to give a lot, and they did. We asked companies to step up in big ways, and they did. And then we built new partnerships with the state. We also made a lot of tough decisions right here in the city.
Well, 4 years ago, you didn't like the baseball stadium. You like it now, don't you?
No, what I always said was the numbers didn't work, and the numbers don't work. But I love going to the games, and I love seeing it sell out. And it has been a great thing to bring so many people in, you know, both from outside the city and inside the city. And I think it's helped a lot of people rediscover their capital city. But look, you know, we want to create as vibrant and active a city as we can, and we've got to make sure that we do it in ways that are fiscally responsible, and that's the balance that we've been trying to strike for the last 4 years, and we're going to try to keep striking that balance.
Congratulations. I look forward to covering you for another 4 years.
I look forward to it, too.
Presumably, you'll be mayor for 4 years.
That's the plan. Okay. Thanks very much.
Live at Bronin headquarters, Mark Davis, News 8.
All right, Mark, thanks. In Middletown, voters have chosen a political newcomer to be their mayor.
27-year-old Benjamin Florsheim claimed victory over 67-year-old Sebastian Giuliano, the former Republican mayor who served 3 terms. News 8's Bob Wilson is live in Middletown. Bobby moved here in 2010 to go to Wesleyan, and now look what happened.
It's amazing. Look at the excitement in the room. You got everybody here just so excited about it, energetic. And this is a man that's pumping it up, and this is a first for him. This is your very first live interview, right? News 8. Thank you for giving us the first live interview.
Well, thanks for all your support and coverage.
Amazing. What now? So, what would you like people to know about Benjamin Florsheim? Because you know you're 27, we know that part. But what is it that really inspires you?
Well, listen, I moved to Middletown as a Wesleyan student. I didn't really know what kind of community I was coming into, but quickly discovered I was interested in politics. Quickly discovered through that involvement in politics that I was interested in being in this community. I'd moved around growing up, and I realized this was the type of place that I wanted to call home. And I also realized over the past 5 years working for Senator Chris Murphy's staff here in the state, just how much is being accomplished at the local level and how much progressive change can happen here in our local communities. And Middletown is really growing so fast. There's so much potential in this community, and there's so much that we can accomplish once we start taking the right approach to local government. And that's what I'm excited about over the next few years.
Yeah, we were just talking about Middletown is a great campus, a beautiful area, but yet so much more to do. What do you hope to accomplish? What are some of the things like that are at the top forefront?
Well, whenever I'm around the state and people learn that I live in Middletown, they talk about our Main Street, right? Everybody knows about downtown Middletown. They didn't know about downtown Middletown the way that it was 30 years ago, you know? We've come a long way. That hasn't happened by accident. And we need to be thinking today about what Middletown is going to look like downtown 30 years from now. Because, again, we know it's not going to look like what it looks like today. It's up to us. It's up to the decisions we make now, whether that's going to be a good thing or a bad thing.
Well, I wish you well those next 30 years.
Absolutely.
30 years, you hear that? 30 years. I appreciate that.
The decisions we make today.
They do. That's the way it works. All right. Well, we wish you the best of luck here. The new mayor of Middletown, Ben. We'll send it back to you guys as you guys continue to cover the races around the state.
All right, Bob, thank you. Democratic Mayor Joe Ganim in Bridgeport has declared victory.
He defeated Republican challenger John Rodriguez and writing candidate Marilyn Moore. Here's what Ganim had to say about winning and how the court battle over his primary win may have affected this evening's results.
Maybe there would have been more turnout and so on, but that goes on in the courts. What people care about is what impacts their lives. Can Joe Ganim, can this administration continue to make their neighborhoods safer, their schools better, and hopefully lower their taxes? Those are the things people care about, and that's what I'm committed to.
A whole bunch of interesting races around Connecticut tonight.
And joining us tonight to provide more analysis, Capitol Report's Tom Dushik and his panel of political experts. You up to the challenge here, kids?
Guys, we are up to the challenge. It's been a great night in Connecticut politics. It's like Christmas Eve, you know, or Easter, the whole thing, all right together in one. Lots to talk about, Jen. You were very enthusiastically about the Florsheim win.
Yeah, you have a 27-year-old holding office there. He did a great job. He talked a little bit about being a Wesleyan student, really bringing that whole age group into voting, having a whole program, getting them to register to vote, come out to vote. They're doing a documentary about him at Wesleyan, and having that whole age group really be active in an election like this, where it's an off-year cycle. It's not presidential. It's not even congressional. It's a huge win for Democrats and for Middletown.
I think interesting, good night for Democrats in places they typically don't win, like Madison and Litchfield. As we had been talking about here for the past couple of weeks, this was definitely a local election. This was not a national election the way the last municipal cycle was in 2017. The candidates who won were the candidates who worked hard and got their messages out, and these races were decided on local issues.
I think the big wins for Republicans were not just in Fairfield County, but also when you look at the area outside of Hartford, where you have Mike Roundlow is going to be mayor in Wethersfield. You've got Republicans flipping towns like Newington and Rocky Hill and Southington. I think that's an interesting coalition, and it shows you a little bit more diversity in terms of where Republicans are going and getting votes.
Yeah, you know, I just want to talk about the thousands of people who put their name on the ballot today.
That's right.
For planning and zoning, you know, Board of Education, Board of Finance, your representative town meeting, or your, you know, city council. Greenwich, I think, you know, has a couple hundred member, you know, representative town meeting. That's, you know, people who, unpaid jobs, you spend a lot of time out of the house, and you really have an impact on your local community. So congratulations to all those people who tried to run, who did run, and especially the ones who won. Good luck governing.
Yep. That's right. Congratulations to Wallingford, Mayor Dickinson.
The whole city.
Oh, Mayor Dickinson, come on.
19th
term. And prospect Bob Chatfield, the Iron Man of Connecticut politics, elected in 1977. He's been there for a long time.
The name you know.
We are the land of steady habits.
On the other side of that ledger, a lot of, to your point, John, a lot of new people who got elected, and the people who got elected at the local level today, these are people who will eventually run for the legislature, maybe Congress, and maybe Senate, maybe statewide office, and so this is where it starts for these people. And it's good. It's different when you run for local office. You live in the same town as your constituents. You see your kids go to the same schools. You can't get away from them. It's the best kind of interactive government that there is.
Absolutely, and you, as a townsperson, you feel like you can really affect your government at the local level. So you really hold your local elected representatives much more accountable, which is great.
We still have a lot of time to figure out exactly who won and who lost. At the start of the night, it was 101 Republican municipalities in the 169 towns across Connecticut. Republicans must be breathing easier in Greenwich, John McKinney.
Oh, I definitely think they're breathing easier. You know, the Greenwich Democratic Party's made a lot of gains. The anti-Trump resistance indivisible group is very well organized. But they came against a genuinely likable person, Fred Camillo, and he won.
All right, guys. Back to you guys.
Thanks. Now to some other races happening across the state tonight. No numbers in yet from Waterbury, but Democratic Mayor Neil O'Leary is declaring victory. At the end of his next term, he will be the longest-serving mayor in the history of the Brass City.
In Hamden, incumbent Mayor Kurt Balzano-Lang, a Democrat, facing a challenge from Republican candidate J.K. These are still unofficial votes. Mayor Lang has declared victory. Right now, Lang has 7,391 votes. Kay has 4,572.
Official results in East Haven tonight. Joseph Kafora, the Democrat, winning with about 53% of the vote. Republican Big Steve Tracy got 43%. Independent Oni Sison got about 4% of the vote there tonight.
No real numbers yet from West Haven, but the registrar voter says Mayor Nancy Rossi will win another term. The Democrat fending off Republican Michelle Gregorio.
Also, we have complete coverage of all the races up right now on our News 8 app. You can also go to WTNH.com for up-to-date election results.
News tonight, we're following breaking news out of Manchester. Republican Town Committee Chairman John Deeb has died after being hit by a car. This happened about 6:30 this evening on Hartford Road at Fairfield Street.
Yeah, police say the driver did stay on the scene and is cooperating with that investigation. In a statement put on Facebook tonight, the Connecticut Republican Party said John was a great chairman who dedicated his time to Connecticut Republicans, and his legacy will stay with our party forever.
And our condolences to his family. All right, let's get a check on our weather tonight with Joe as we take a live look at New Haven.
All right, Darren, thanks. Hi, everybody. All right, yeah, we're quiet out there this evening after a very nice, mild election day, but for some of you, it was a very wet election day, especially in eastern Connecticut. Temperature jumping to 63 at New Haven this afternoon, 60 at Hartford.
And look at this, over a ½ inch of rain in parts of New London County. Middlesex County, you got into the rain too, Windham County, but once you hit 91 on west, it was a mainly dry day, and we ended it second day in a row with a fantastic sunset. Frank, atop of East Rock, getting this great picture. And Middletown, well, yeah, you guys stayed dry for the most part today. Temperatures down 44 at Torrington, now 52 at Hartford, 50 at Chester, and 53 at New London. New Haven, the hot spot at 56 degrees. So the half moon is out there. You got the full beaver moon coming up next week, and we have got some big-time midwinter cold coming our way, and it's all going to start with the front coming through on Thursday night. So tonight, 30s to around 40. Tomorrow's a gorgeous day. Bright sun, deep blue sky, a light breeze. Temperatures tomorrow that are upper 40s, low, maybe some mid-50s at the coast. So Wednesday's wonderful, and we're doing fine Wednesday night as well. And then Thursday is kind of like today, where the clouds went out, but the temperature with the south wind is going up through the 50s to around 60. But the Arctic front is lurking to the north, and there's lots of moisture along it too. Hoping to get through the evening rush on Thursday without much in the way of any rain. Here comes the rain, and here comes the plunging temperatures as we go through Thursday night. So this rain area is going to be changing over to sleet and snow in the hills as we head through mid-late evening on Thursday. And the snow line, the big question is, how far south will it go? This computer model run wants to get it to change over to snow most everywhere before ending between about 3 and 4 a.m. on Friday morning. The big concern we are having right now is that these temperatures are going to dive into the 20s and even below freezing at the southeast coast by the time the morning rush on Friday comes around. So with all that moisture that's lingering on the ground, we could have icy spots for the Friday morning commute. And we will have spots that are coated up with a little bit of snow, especially the I-84 corridor north, a coating to an inch or more. Again, slippery spots Friday morning. Plan on that and plan on the midwinter attire. Find the heavy jacket, the hat, the gloves. It's going to be cold. Matter of fact, daytime highs on Friday won't get out of the 30s, and it'll feel like it's in the 20s all day long with the wind chill. So far, weekend looks pretty good. Next week, another Arctic shot and a potential storm along the coast we're watching. All right, tonight, 30s to around 40 at the coast. 8-day forecast has got, well, Thursday great, 50s with the rain Thursday night. Shoreline's probably just wet, but inland could be icy into Friday morning. And icy wind, and, well, the sun is out as we head on for the upcoming weekend. Just feels more like midwinter, and that kind of weather continues right into early next week. And we'll continue right here. The news at 10. We'll be back in just a little bit.